In this video we're going to talk about the iPhone 13 Pro, specifically in Sierra Blue, and why I think this is the model and colour you should buy. Number 1. The screen. Now it's hard to test it and show it in real life, but you really can tell the difference between me coming from the iPhone 12, the normal one, not the Pro model, to the ProMotion display on the iPhone 13 Pro. It is so smooth, it's silky, and I didn't think I would notice a difference, but you absolutely do. So we know the ProMotion display is adaptive, so it does go from 10 all the way to 120 Hz, but you can still notice it even with just scrolling across the home screen, going across your apps, looking around the phone generally on a day-to-day basis, using it for normal use. It really does seem just that little bit more slick and smooth and silky. We've been waiting a long time for 120 Hz on the iPhone 12, and I'm so glad it's finally here. It really does make a difference to the general experience of using the phone on a day-to-day basis. Number 2 on my list for the pros is one you probably wouldn't have guessed. It's the speakers. The speakers on this are notably better. So good, a little bit more bassy, very good in the mids. Not that tinny phone sound that you were used to on most devices you've used in the past. And it's really improved my viewing experience when it comes to watching Apple TV Plus programs on the phone whilst I'm at work, or just watching YouTube. These speakers are amazing. Very comparable to maybe the iPad Pro speakers with that stereo sound. They are notably better. I want to talk just a little bit about this colour, the Sierra Blue. It's sort of a aqua, sort of greeny, bluey colour. It's beautiful. Now, this is the most beautiful colour that I've seen on an iPhone for a long time. I really like it, and that is why I've chosen to rock the clear case from ESR at the moment. I've done a video about these cases recently. At that time I didn't have the iPhone 13 Pro. Now I have. These cases work perfectly. It's got the camera guard for the very chunky cameras on the back of this Pro version. Really good case, fits snugly, it's going to protect it well, and it's of course got that halo lock. I've got the torch on, and it's of course got their halo lock magnetic technology on the back, so you can use it with all the Apple accessories, the MagSafe charger. This is a case I would fully recommend getting if you want to show off that new Sierra Blue colour on your iPhone 13 Pro. I will link it in the description down below if you want to go and grab yourself one. Lots of stuff coming from other manufacturers soon on cases, so stay tuned while you're down there. Make sure you subscribe, give this video a like, it really does help the channel grow. The only feature on this list that features both on the pros and cons list is the notch. It's smaller, a lot smaller than the 12, notably smaller, and it does make the screen seem a little bit bigger. You cannot notice it as much, although you kind of get used to the notch being there in the first place. But it is smaller. We're going in the right direction. Eventually, hopefully, it will disappear. But the only negative to it, it's a little bit, although it is narrower, it's deeper. It does encroach on the picture. If somebody's shot in a 2:1 aspect ratio, you do see a slight encroachment from the notch into the video, and that is just very slightly annoying, because maybe how did Apple not pick up on that in the first place, that this thing was gonna eat into some of the video very slightly, but you can notice it. Number 5 on my list is the macro camera, and we're going to have some fun with this macro camera on the iPhone 13 Pro. We're going to do a separate video on that, so like I said, subscribe, stay tuned for that one coming up soon. But it is a genuine macro camera. You get very close. I've taken some pictures I'll put in the video of gloves, the stitches on the gloves, my steering wheel. You get very close. Indeed, it is a genuine macro camera, and if it's something you want to use, it might come in useful. You never know. Well, I'm going to do a separate video on it, take some photos with it. It really is genuinely impressive. So those are the pros for the iPhone 13 Pro. The model I would fully recommend you go for is the normal Pro Sierra Blue 256GB. Now, the 256GB is important because in a future update coming soon, they are going to introduce the ability to record in ProRes RAW video to your phone. The only problem is the 128GB version of the iPhone 13 Pro doesn't support that video capability. So it's important, if that is something you're going to be using in the future, that you get the 256 version, because that will support the ProRes video update coming soon from Apple. So there are some cons, some nitpicks that I don't like. It's not quite the perfect phone yet. We've mentioned the notch. It does encroach on the video a little bit because it's that little bit deeper, which is a little bit annoying. It is quite a weighty phone. It's 1.5mm thicker because of that extra battery in there. It is heavier than my 12 that I was using previously. I'm not sure exactly how much heavier, but you can notice it. It's a very, very heavy device if you're carrying it around. The cameras are huge. The camera bumps on the back, it's massive. They really do protrude out, and subsequently when it's flat on a table there is a little bit of a wobble when you're pressing it, so you can't put it on the actual flat surface and type of way because it bobbles around. That you do negate that if you've got a case on there. That does help, and most people do use cases on their phones. I for one wouldn't be taking my precious 13 Pro without a case anywhere, especially with these nice chrome edges on there, but I do like showing off the colour, so I went for the clear case. It's still Lightning port, which is a bit of a bummer. We expected Apple to go to USB-C at some point. All the other devices that Apple do are going towards USB-C apart from the original iPad, the cheaper version, so everything else is USB-C. I fully expect Apple to go USB-C on the 14 or even portless, but either way it's a bit disappointing we've still got the Lightning port. We've all got loads of Lightning chargers and Lightning cables hanging around, so it's not a real issue, but we really need USB-C, Apple. Come on. And the last point, the last con, is that the accessories, the original Apple accessories anyway, are still ridiculously expensive. You can pay $50, $60 for a case from Apple. That's why I'd fully recommend going for cases like from ESR or Caseku, which is the next video I'm going to be doing. They do the cases, the third-party ones now are really up there in quality, especially with their MagSafe incorporated in there, so you can use it with the accessories and everything as well. So there's going to be loads of videos on accessories for this iPhone 13 Pro and the entire 13 lineup, so stay tuned, subscribe. But until next time, that is why you should definitely go for the 256 Sierra Blue 13 Pro. It's the best model. That's the one I fully recommend. That's it for now. Catch you on the next one. Bye, guys. Appreciate you watching, guys. Thanks again. Make sure you do subscribe and press the notifications on so you don't miss any uploads. Drop us a like. It really does help the channel. Check out the podcast. It's a lot of fun over there. Also, you might like this other video. Thanks for watching.